My parents disowned me when I was 17 because my girlfriend got pregnant, and I refused to leave her. My father called me a worthless failure. And my mother stood silently behind him as he pointed to the door while I was at an ultrasound appointment. They changed the locks and tossed my life into black trash bags on the driveway. I had $11 in my pocket and a son due in 4 months. I ended up living in my beat-up sedan, working to labor jobs just to survive. When my son, Leo, was born, I held him in the hospital alone. My girlfriend had walked away, overwhelmed by the struggle. I looked at that tiny boy and promised I would give him the world. For 3 years, we were ghosts. I worked construction by day and cleaned warehouses by night. We slept in the car because every landlord rejected my applications for no reason I could understand. Then, Leo got a severe lung infection while sitting in there, exhausted and broken. An elderly man suddenly collapsed. I caught him before he hit the tiles and performed CPR until the code team arrived. 2 days later, a man in a tailored suit found me. The man I had saved was Arthur Sterling, a billionaire. He wanted to thank me. I only asked if he could cover the hospital bill so I wouldn't lose my car. To that, Arthur did that, and more. Over the next 5 years, he became the grandfather I never had. He mentored me, helped me get my project management certification, and treated Leo like his own. 8 months ago, Arthur passed away at the reading of his will. I discovered he'd left me his estate and a controlling stake in his firm, but he also left a silver flash drive and a note. I looked into why you couldn't find a home. I am so sorry. When I opened the files, my blood turned to ice. My parents had been claiming me as a dependent on their taxes for years. They collected government checks in my name and opened credit cards using my social security number. They had run up $47,000 in debt in my name. That was why every apartment door was slammed in my face. My own parents had been stealing my future while I was starving. I didn't call them. I called the authorities. 3 months later, the police raided a suburban home. My father was charged with identity theft and tax fraud. A week later, my father called me from jail the first time he'd spoken to me in nearly a decade. How could you do this to your own flesh and blood? He demanded, his voice trembling with rage. I looked at Leo, now 8 years old, sitting at the mahogany table in the home Arthur helped us build. You stopped being my blood the night you changed the locks, I said. Leo looked up from his book. Who's that, Dad? Nobody, I replied. Just some noise on the line. Get back to your homework.